Hey guys, I've been waiting a long time for this, but here it is. My M40A3 made by VFC. This is the shortest configuration of the stock. It's 1017 millimeters long. You could still extend the stock with these spacers. However, you can only take out these two spacers, which are the small ones. Otherwise, the screws won't have any threads to grab, so you won't be able to screw the end cap back on. If you add two more spacers on the rear, you can extend this to 1030 millimeters. The cheek rest is also adjustable in 5 positions. You just have to loosen these two screws and pull it up or push it down. After you have found the right position for you, just tighten these screws again and there's no wobble at all. On top you will find a 175 millimeter long rail, which should give you plenty of rail space to add any optic you want. And if that is not enough for you, you can get this accessory rail, which gives you 74 millimeters more rail space. It gets attached right here on the front. Just remove the spacers and put this in. Right next to the boat handle you will find the safety. Just pull it back and the gun is safe. Push it forward and you can fire again. On the front you have one mounting point for a bipod, so you can attach every Harris style bipod on there. To attach a sling you have 6 mounting points, 3 on the rear and 3 on the front. They are on either side and on the bottom. One more accessory you can get is this op-style suppressor. To attach it, you get a 40mm counterclockwise thread adapter for the barrel, so you can just put it over the outer barrel and screw it on. As you might have noticed, this one has already installed a tuning kit. This one is also made by VFC and can also fit the ASW 338. It includes a steel cylinder, an M170 spring, which was way too strong for my field limits, so I've installed a shortened M160 spring, which gives me roughly 3 joules of energy. In the kit you get also the trigger unit, which is made out of steel, has a 90-degree steer, and should be much more reliable than the stock one. Thanks to all the upgrades, pulling the boat back is not as easy as on the stock one, but it's still manageable. And thanks to the 90-degree steer, pulling the trigger is still easy. It has a 470mm long VSR inner barrel and also takes VSR hop-up rubbers. One of the best things on this gun is this very sturdy Macmillan licensed stock. It's made out of reinforced fiberglass like the rear one. Right out of the box, this gun should have an energy of 1.7 joule. However, mine only had 0.5 joule. The problem on my gun was that the hop-up was already turned to its maximum position, so every BB was slowed down significantly by it. But turning down the hop-up hasn't helped much. It only went from 0.5 joule to 0.7 joule. So the next thing I did was taking apart the whole gun and sealing everything up. After that, I got 1.8 joule, so everything was fine. I don't know why the hop-up was on the maximum position, but I wasn't able to turn down the hop-up since the hop-up wheel was already broken out of the box. The good thing is, if your hop-up wheel is broken, you can still use a screwdriver to adjust the hop-up. The hop-up is located right here under the barrel. To reload the gun, you just have to push this little button in front of the trigger guard to open the trapdoor. After that, the magazine almost falls out of the gun. It can hold 20 BBs and is pretty cheap and small. To insert the magazine, you just put it back into the gun and push it forward, so this little notch on the trapdoor gets behind it. This way, it gets pushed to the front and onto the feeding mechanism. Now the gun is ready to fire again. Now it's time to chrono the M40. I will use 0.2 gram open blaster BBs, 0.4 gram G-offs and 0.45 gram G-offs. You should keep in mind that my hop-up was set for the 0.45 gram BBs. So with deactivated hop-up, the energy would be around 3 joule with the 0.2 gram BBs. Also, the hop-up rubber is still not worn in, so the consistency will still get better over time. The 0.4 gram BBs were already flying great. However, the results with the 0.45 gram BBs were much better. Even with only 2 joules, I could reach out to 80 meters straight. Let's talk about some problems I had with this gun. The hop-up wheel was broken since day one. This is no big problem since you can still use a screwdriver to adjust it. However, it's still annoying. The next thing was the BB loading fin. If you don't modify it like I did, you will get a lot of feeding issues. And last but not least, maybe the biggest fault on this gun, since this is one of the first versions, as far as I know there are 2, the whole barrel assembly gets centered by the front screw of the top rail. However, this is only done by pressure, since the part on the barrel has no center hole. This was only done on the first versions. After this, there was a new part with a centering hole, so the barrel is always perfectly aligned. So if you have this prototype or early version part, I recommend you to switch it to the new one. I already wrote VFC an email with all my problems a while ago and asked them if I can buy some spare parts, but they never replied. Great customer support, VFC. Thanks. That's it for the M40. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please leave me a like, a comment and maybe subscribe. And as always, have fun and hit some.